Alright, hello everybody, and I have come to you today with another special book review, since you guys, you seem to enjoy the last one, so I'll do more. But this one's very special. It's not among the, Seikatsu no Susume series, or whatever it's called, something like that. Although I will do more of those, but, this one is not among that. In fact, this one is extremely special because this is a catalog of the Ship Girls, an updated one as of June 2014. It's not completely up to date, obviously, because there's always updates being added to the game along with Kainis and new girls, but it's the most up-to-date book like this. There was one before this, and I've brought it along to kind of compare and contrast. This one was released last year? The end of last year, I do believe. And if not, it's really close to that, like January maybe. But I know it was very close to the end of last year this was released. And you can tell because of a lot of the girls that were... let's see, how should I... Oh, by the way, this one has a really cool Yamato poster in it. Yeah. Although this one's not all about this one, but there is something that allows you to see how old this thing is. Like when it came out. Although I could probably just check the copyright. Oh, that's right. There aren't any subs in this. Yeah, that's true. There aren't any subs. So actually, that tells you how old this is. That this much slimmer book is... You can still get this book. It's actually still readily available. But it doesn't even... It's so old at this point, or at least so out of date, I would say. It's still a really nice book, but it's still so out of date that it doesn't even feature any of the subs. In fact, the enemies... Here's you could definitely... The only enemies... The enemy bosses are Anchorage. Anchorage is the only boss featured in this entire tiny section devoted to the enemies. So, as I'll show you guys in a second, there's a lot different. For example, starting off with how thick this beast is. Look at this thing. This thing is huge. Now, it might not seem so huge just because it's on this video, but compare it to this. Let's get these aligned right. Look! Look at that! Oh my god! This thing is like... well, this book, rather, we'll say, this book is only like a third of this. That's incredible. This thing is just a beast. That, and it's shinier. This thing is actually prettier. Because this was the book back when they had the notion of, Fubuki's still the main character! She still means a lot! Right, guys? As you might have seen in my underrated characters video, you might have seen this cover in it, which actually you did if you watched the video. Whereas, here, there's no pretense anymore. It's Yamato. Yamato's on the cover. All beautiful and whatnot. There's no Fubuki. It's just like, whatevs. We know what you guys want. So, no more Fubuki, it's on to the characters that you guys really care about. I'm so sorry, Fubuki, but, yeah, so we're gonna put you off to the side for a bit until you're relevant. But for now, there's not really much to show in this book, although I'll definitely show you the, I was gonna say we'll get to, but I'll definitely, show you guys the more mentionable bits. But, oh, even the symbol is gold. That's so pretty. This is also just very nice. Even there was the strap that goes around the bottom that the Japanese like to do. Oh yeah, by the way, here's the back. Even this looks neat. Check this out. I mean, it's simple, but it's effective. I love it. Oh, but even the strap was like made of this really cool special material. It's kind of... I could show you it, but it's hard to convey the touch of something on a video, you know? But it was like made of like this really nice paper feel. It wasn't just like paper like you're used to with the strap things. It was like made of this like almost kind of like more leathery kind of paper. I don't know what you would call it, but it was like this really neat, like old-fashioned kind of paper feel. It had like it had a texture. It had a texture besides like this. It had like it was just really cool. Oh man, I would show it to you, but it really doesn't get that across very well. The feel, the touch of it, the niceness of it by just showing you it through video. So anyway, with that said, we'll let's get into this right off the bat. Good vibes, real good vibes. We start off with this really cool little Nagato poster. Already I'm sold. I mean, if you didn't just sell me from the front cover, you sold me with this. This is so nice. And I know there's lots of glare. There we go, that's a little better. So nice. Such a nice little poster. Is there anything on the back? There is, in fact, something on the back. I guess this is just showing off the parts of Kongo and Hiei. Like, showing them off a little more in detail. Some parts, whatnot. A little hard to show off. The back sides of these little posters always are. But I'll do my best. But yeah, so. Very cool. Very cool indeed. I love it so far. Oop, oops. Although if you want to see what the inside looks like, it's still kind of nice. But not nearly as nice as the actual paper cover here that you can slip on and off. Anyway, let's get this straightened out. Okay. So we got our table of contents. Nice variety of colors. I like it. I know I'm showing off like everything now, but it's like, don't worry, we'll be flipping through this in no time. But it's a nice variety of colors and such. So sorry, like the background is a little different than last time. It's also gonna be a little bit more bouncy because I'm remodeling my room as it is. So so if I'm a little red, if anything's a little red, then a little too red, that's because it's so white back here. But anyway, any of you guys who have insisted that the character artists for this game aren't very good, screw you. Like, I'm dead set. Like, as soon as I saw, like, the art that's in this book, and this is all from the original artists, like, screw you guys who say that. Because even though, yeah, some of the character art in-game that they left behind isn't very good, these guys got even better. They got so much better in such a small amount of time. Heck, even flipping, oh, what's his face? I forget the guy. The guy who's basically the main character designer who did, like, Akagi Kaga. Even he got better. Like, oh my god. Like, everybody got better. Like, way better. Here's some more art from the character artists. Although I don't know if this is Bob. It might not be Bob. I don't know. It probably is Bob because everybody else in this is the original artist of their character, so... just so nice, this art in this book. And it's more than just an art book. It's we'll get to that. But yeah, some nice little extra character portraits. Oh, here, I'll show it off. I'll show it off. Because again, we'll be flipping through this right quick once we get to a certain point. But yes, it's showing off the Shiratsuyus. Never really realized all that much that Murasame had like a chain. She's got like a chain. Which I saw in another poster too, and I was like, Murasame has a chain? Can't really see that well in her original character portraits in-game. That's too bad, because if she had a nifty weapon, like, that'd be kind of cool. Got some Oyoro. And then some Airfield Princess. Surprise, surprise. I'm surprised they actually decided to show off the bosses this time, as we'll get to later. Oh, trust me. They show off the enemies a lot in this book compared to what I just showed you in this one. This one. They show off the enemies a lot more in this, which is really cool. So yeah, and it's just outlining how this is going to look. Don't worry, you'll see it more in depth. And so they got this really cool, page now. This is, like, stating what type of ship is next. Whereas before, they didn't have that. It wasn't as cool looking. It was just... I'll show you. Here you go. It was just this. It was just this, showing off, like, some character models, and then color. And that's it. It just says, like, part whatever. And then it would just go... Well, this is a little more detailed. They're a little more detailed with the... Okay, here we go. Yeah, it would just look like this. Like, throughout. And then... You go to another one. And then it's still blue. So really not much... Yeah, and then here's part 2. And it's just orange with some characters on it. With the character silhouettes. Really kind of boring. Here, it's like you're looking at, like, a report. It's so cool. I love it, and it does it for every single one. It's just so much more. It fits the feel of this game a little bit more. Like the sonar thing, kind of neat. You know, it's colorful, it's nice looking. But this is more like a report. It makes you feel more like the Admiral. And it's like, yeah, just by looking at the book. Sorry, maybe I'm getting a little too excited over a book, but screw you. This is my book. So yeah, we get. What's nice is that the entire battleship section, all of them show off their regular form and then their damage portrait. In fact, even if they have a different thing, they'll show off their damage portrait. They don't do that for every single one, like every single character in this book, but I want to show you something. In this one, like, here's Nagato, Mutsu, and so on. And they would have these, like, kind of cool pages here, and such like that, and here. You know, these are really cool. I would like to see more of these, where they, like, kind of show off the parts, and how the artist constructed the machinery around them, and stuff like that. It's really cool. I dig that. But they don't do it for, like, any of the characters besides, like, a couple. Like, I don't think they do it again until you see Congo. No, they don't even do it for Congo. They just, like, just skip it. Well, they do have these really cool, like, these photographs. So there are some things in this book that I really did like. Like, they have some cool, like, real-life photographs of what the ship looked like in real life. And they're kind of hard to see on camera, but trust me, they're really cool to have that little extra detail. It makes the whole thing look a little more like they did their research. But the damage portraits, they would barely show them. There's no damage portraits, like, anywhere. Except for the very back for, like, a select few girls. And that's it. Like, whereas here, at least with all the battleships, you get to see their damage portrait right away. Like, you get, like, all the battleships. Like, the rest of the girls, they don't do that, unfortunately. But that's fine. At least it's a little more consistent instead of random. So, as you can see, I'm not going to show off the character portraits because you can literally look at those online on, like, the wiki. They're PNGs and everything. They're what I use for my videos. So I don't really need to show you guys in depth what these look like. I'm just showing off the book. But yeah, as you can see, yeah, I'm emphasizing this. Every single battleship. I don't know why they show... Why do they show Fuso twice? Like, I know this is her Kai... Is her Kai form different? Oh, her damage portrait is different. If you look, I never actually realized this. I'll show this off. Her regular form, not her Kai form, her regular form doesn't have as much clothes ripped off of her, but her Kai form, a lot more clothes are ripped off. So as you can see, kind of, you know, not so risque, a lot more risque, a lot more clothes ripped off. So again, you can look at that more in depth online if you want. But yeah, just interesting that I think Yamashiro is the same way. Yeah, Yamashiro is the exact same way. More clothes on her Kai are ripped off. I just think that's funny because it's like he's going for it's like, oh, you upgrade so you get more fan service. You know, kind of thing. It's just great. So yeah, even just Yamato and Musashi's remodels, which are slightly different colors or things added to them. I was going to show you Yamato, but it's no big deal. They even add those. They add full portraits of them, which they do for more characters than just the battleships later on, as you'll see. They don't add the damaged portraits for everybody, but they do add full portraits of like what their remodel looks like if it's a significant difference. Oh yeah, here's the sad thing. You're like, oh, Kongo Kaini! Hiei Kaini! Kirishima! Where's Haruna? It's because this was released in June. Haruna doesn't get to show up. So sad. No Haruna. She gets the shaft once again. Haruna, why do you get the shaft so much? It's just so sad. But yeah, again, now we get to the a really cool looking. I think they break it down: aircraft carrier, light aircraft carrier, seaplane carrier, armored aircraft carrier. So this is the order in which they're going to be shown of the aircraft carriers. Again, I really like this aesthetic. So just gonna flip through these. It's actually the aircraft carriers, they do show them. I think it's only once we get to the destroyers then they stop doing this. But yeah, so far so good. They I skipped Suikaku. Yeah. So far so good. They show off pretty much everybody's damage portrait. Again, no Ryujo Kaini because she didn't come out yet. Too bad. But they do have her Kai though. Her really weird looking Kai. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the ponytails on her compared to her original, but luckily the artist kind of cured that with the Kaini. At least she looks a little better with the ponytails on her Kaini. But her Kaini's not in this book, so I can't really compare that much. Again, it's easy to find online if you want to see it more in depth. Hyokai's new art is also in here. Not much different than her old one, but whatever. But yeah, so flipping through. And yeah, again, not as in-depth on showing the damage, but you can definitely see it. And they do show off their recolors when they go to Kai and such, so that's nice. Here, I blame this because Chitose and Chiyoda, as you'll see next, are like frigging Gundams. They are basically Gundams. They just add more parts constantly, so I blame that aspect of them rather than the people making this book as to why you don't get to see their portraits as big as the others. They just have so many portraits. So, yeah, they're gonna condense it, obviously. That's what I would do. So, but at least they got multiple pages. So, for you guys who like Chitose and Chiyoda, sorry, this is for you. Like, they at least gave you, like, 8 pages. 8 pages of Chitose and Chiyoda. So I was thinking of like chunks like this, like 2-page chunks. I wasn't thinking of it like actual just pages, like sides. And then Taiho. So, and there's one little part left that I really like. It's really tiny, unfortunately, but they do actually really go they show you what the difference is, the key difference in terms of style, not just the color, but the style of what she looks like on her Kai compared to her original. They even show you the difference here with her cartridge. But also I like this a little bit. They go to her flipping her armpits and they just like check. Can you see that? It's just adorable. It's just like, they're like, oh yeah, that little bit of skin there, that is absolutely fetish fuel. And you know what? For some people it is. It really is. Even for me, I'm like, yeah, I dig it. I dig it a lot. It's just kind of funny that they're just like, yes, armpit. It's not even armpit. It's just that little extra bit of skin. It's like an absolute zone for her chest. It's like, yes. So anyway, heavy cruisers now. We still get the damage portraits side by side. Hey, Mikuma's in there. Again, I think this actually stops once we get to destroyers, just because there's so many of them. And that makes sense. So, just flipping through, just making sure I don't miss anything worth noting. Miyoko, yeah. Good thing they added that this time. Because in this book, in this one, nope, no Miyoko damage portrait. Again, just goes to show how old that is compared to this one, where I think they were a little more aware of what people wanted. So, again, kind of cool in some respects. I really do appreciate this book. I like having it. But overall, this one just has a nicer presentation overall. Again, we'll get even more in depth why that is later. But for now, you can kind of already see why it's a little bit better. But yeah, even showing the remodels and whatever else out there. What they look like, along with their damage portrait and such. That's nice. Light cruisers now. Yep, they're still showing off damage. Still showing off damage! Going to Kikami. Oi. So I know this is not quite a quiet session like the previous book review was. I'm just really excited about this book, though. I love it. It is definitely an improvement upon the previous one. Upon the previous, you know, this one, obviously. Oh, they even included Christmas Naka! Look at that! They had the bossness to include Christmas Naka in there. That is awesome. Christmas Naka's in this book. It's official. Oh my god. And this one? In this one? No Christmas Naka. No Christmas Naka. Wait a minute. That's freaky deaky. Why does Yahagi not get a damaged portrait? Instead, her section's taken up by Yamato. Yamato just takes up way too much space. She takes up too much space in her own book that she actually stole Yahagi's space for her damage. Yahagi, I mean, not Yahagi, Yamato, you need to stop being so big. Stop being so big. Too big for your britches. Too big for your own book. And Kiso Kaine's luckily in here, so we get some awesome Patchy the Pirate action. Kaine Naka, Kaine Jinsu is Sendai? No Kaine Sendai. Sendai also gets the shaft. What's this? Like, I don't know what it is, but it's probably adorable, because I like it. It's like, I don't know. The names and faces of these witnesses shall not be disclosed for this viewing audience. For whatever happened, I don't know. Oh, and now we get to the destroyers. As you're going to see here... Ah, still damage portrait! Oh my god! Why didn't the previous book have this? I have no idea. Maybe it's too many pages. Maybe it was too many pages for them and they just couldn't afford it or something. I don't know. Maybe they didn't realize that people wanted to see the damage portrait so much. I'm kind of clueless. I don't know why this book couldn't have a lot of what this book has. I would like to know. I would think that'd be kind of interesting. Although I'm certainly happy for the... Does she get, like, little starfish on her when she flippin'... She gets little starfish on her, too! If the crab wasn't enough... I can't show you the crab very well. But Oboro has, like, this crab that hangs around her. I can't even... It's so high up, I can't even show you guys. I would be knocking my... Oh, no, there you go. Okay. You see this little crab here? Like, if you can see it very well, oh, I can zoom in. Good. This crab, right? I have no idea what is Oboro's deal and the sea. Well, other than the fact that she's a ship. But, like, she has, like, crabs, and now she's got starfish. Now she's got frigging starfish. I never noticed that. Probably because I don't pay that much attention to Oboro. I don't like Akebono that much, but I do like her damage portrait. That's for sure. I like her damage portrait, although that probably just solidifies her further in my mind as a perverted Kuso Teitoku. But, who cares? I like her damage portrait. So yeah, I actually thought they... Wow, my memories must be going, because I could have sworn they didn't show off the damage portraits of the destroyers like this. I could have sworn they didn't. But apparently they do. Oh, Shirasuyu's new art is actually in this. Right here, that's cool. Don't worry, we'll get to the Kaini soon. Murasame is also... Her newer art is in this too. I guess that's supposed to be the chain. Like, but it's not like used as like a weapon, like it's shown in many other portraits of her outside of the game. I don't know. And then... Yeah, wow, my memory must be going, because seriously, like, I just looked at this book before doing this video, but apparently, yeah, they show off the damage portrait of, like, every single ship. Oh, man. Every single one. Even Yayoi and Uzuki are in here. She has 2 different... That's her thing? Like, that's weird. When she goes to Kai, she gets 2 different damage portraits. Like, she gets, like, another one. But just a different damage portrait. She doesn't get an actual different portrait for her regularly. She just gets a different damage portrait. That's so odd. Okay, whatever. You know, I mean, I get it, but I would also think it would come with a different portrait, just a regular portrait. But hey, whatever, okay. Getting maybe to the end here? There's a lot of destroyers in this game. And there's even more fucking destroyers now than there even were back then in this book. Oh my god. So many destroyers. So many effing destroyers. Oh my god. Destroyers, destroyers, destroyers. Yukikase's at the end of this. Oh, that's weird. They ate her again! You battleships, you ate Hamatit's damage portrait! You ate her sexy, sexy damage portrait! How could you do that? She has, like, one of the best damage portraits in the game if you're a complete pervert. It's like, seriously, like, Yahagi, I could deal with that. You stole Hamikaze's! You stole Hamikaze's wonderful damage portrait! You fiends! You battleship fiends! You're too big! You are too frigging big! You stole her delicious damage portrait. And then you have the gall. The absolute massive testicular balls to just be like, oh, we'll continue with destroyers, like, as if Hamikaze doesn't matter. Screw you! If that's, like, the one thing I could say. Like, Yahagi's, fine. Hamikaze's? You don't do that. You do not steal Hamikaze's damage portrait. You keep that. You keep that in the book, dang it. Ugh. But anyway, so we got Bep. And we got, Shigure Kaini. We go, oh, spoiler. And we get Yudachi Kaini, so. Ayanami and Hatsuhara, obviously, and such like that. They weren't out yet. And now we get submarines, which, luckily, they don't have their damage portraits stolen from us, like Hamikaze's was. In fact, they're in the book at all. Seriously, they weren't even, they're not even in this book. There are no submarines. I guess they just didn't come out by the time this book came out. Again, I'm trying to remember when this book came out. And maybe it wasn't even December. It might have been like November or something like that when this book came out. But yeah, no subs in that book. In that book. This book has subs. Oh yes, in fact it has all of the subs. All of them. So like we got Iku. We got fragging, what's your name again? Imuya. We got Goya. And we got Hachi. And we even got Shioi, although hers is a mystery. I'm not gonna be as, like, mad about this one, because I'm like, it's still taken up by her. But why no damage portrait for Shioi, but this part is still taken up by her. That is so weird. Like, it's taken up by her stuff, but she doesn't get her damage portrait? Well, if you are a fan of Yahagi, Hamikaze, or Shioi, this book might not be for you. Sorry, I'm stuttering my words because I'm just so excited. But it's just like, yeah, like, man, if you like either of those three characters, this book, it might not be for you. Other. I like that. Other. The miscellaneous ones. The ones we don't speak of. Except in this book. Akitsumaru! So yeah, and there's Maruyu. So there's all of our subs. Man, I never realized just how lewd Maruyu's is. Like, you see pretty much all of her. All of her naked body. Except for, like, her chest. And that's it. Like, you see pretty much everything. I guess if you've got a fetish for Maruyu, there you go. It's in a book form now. Kitsumaru again, her Kai form. Obviously, it's not going to be any damage portrait of flapping Mamiya. Although Oyoto and Akashi actually get different faces. They get different faces in this book. So, although I think that's they have those faces in game because I know Oyoto has that face in game, so I think Akashi might have that face in game too. I've just never bought anything at the store yet. At the store yet. Yeah, sorry. Don't worry, the stuttering will end soon. By the time we reach the end of this book. But yeah, they June. Yeah, that would have, yeah, Akashi wouldn't, well, they'd be printing this, they'd be working on the book, so I don't know. I know Akashi's not in this book, like, she's not in her actual usage form in this book, so too bad. But Bismarck's in this book. My honey Bismarck, she is in this book. You better believe it. Right here. Z1. What is the difference between... What is the difference between this and her... Oh, it's her Zwei form. That's why. Okay, I thought it was Kai for some reason. It's her Zwei. Same with Z3 here. It's the Zwei. There really is no physical difference. It's just the different stats. So they thought it was worth mentioning. New warship? What does this mean? What could this mean? It's a surprise? Ah, Matsukaze is in this book, although no damage portrait, sadly. So really, if you like any of the characters from here on out, too bad they don't get their damage portraits either. But anyway, Matsukaze, you get Sakawa, you get Tanikaze, who nobody likes, Bismarck Zwei. Akashi is in this book! Oh, she is in this, her usage form. I'll call it that. Her usage form is in this book, including her Kai. It is in this book, okay, but no damage portrait, but whatever. Heck, even Bismarck, I don't think her damage portrait's in this. Yeah. And Tone and Shikuma, their Kainese are in this book too. But no delicious damage portrait. Well, I can forgive that because next we get to go on to the enemy vessels. Oh yeah, you better believe there's an entire section devoted to the enemies. And they are in HD this time. You get to see them in their full glory. Instead of in this book. Again, this book's not even that bad. It's just, there are a bunch of things I would have really liked to see improved. And guess what? They were improved. We get much bigger portraits of the enemy vessels. Of all the enemy vessels up to this point. Up to June. So, we get Woe in her full glory. We get Ru, Ta, Wa, subs, and we get flipping the sub beneath there. We get flipping So class, but more importantly, we get Rei-chan. Yes, we get a big old portrait of Rei class. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, because she got the shaft in Volume 4, although she did come back in Volume 3. In Volume 3, or not come back, rather, she did appear in full portrait form in Volume 3 of Seikatsu no Susume. But, here we get a full portrait of her too. So if you didn't get any of those books, full portrait, bam! I know you can just look at it online, but I am so happy that we flippin' get her in the book. Also, big portraits of bosses. In fact, I'm glad that the bigger portrait here is of her final form, of Armored Aircraft Carrier Princess's final form. or rather, aircraft carrier demon's final form, which is armored aircraft carrier princess. Yeah, it's confusing. But yeah, because this one's much sexier. It's also kind of cool looking. I like it more. It's more dramatic looking. So, and then furthermore, we get anchorage, both forms, much bigger than what I showed you a while back. Much bigger. And then we start looking at Southern Ocean War Demon. Southern Ocean Demon. Well, this one's Southern Ocean Demon. Southern Ocean War Demon, and then Southern Ocean War Princess. Yeah. Those names, man. Oh my god. But yeah. Full glory. She gets 2 whole pages just to herself. She's so big. She's such a beast. Oh, and we get Battleship Princess at last. We get Battleship Princess and Airfield Princess. Their original art. 2 pages just devoted to that. In fact, I didn't even notice that. You get to see their lines. You get to see their single lines. Can you guys see that? It's like really like kind of just like faded out, but you can see their lines, if they have any, are there. That's so cool. That's such an extra. That's such a blah, blah, blah. I'm so excited. It's such a cool extra little touch. Oh my god, yes. And furthermore, we get Isolated Island Demon in her full glory with her lines, and we get Harbor Princess in her full glory with her lines. So, I think that's about it for portraits. After this, it's some extra stuff that I can't really read very well, but it's cool. All I know is that it's cool. It's got a lot of Yamato in it, that's for sure. Lots of, like Yamato? Yamato? Is it about Yamato? This really is like her own book, holy crap. And then more Yamato. Like, this really is like her own book. And she's too big for it, because she not only takes up her own she takes up several sections. Jesus. Anyway, so, we're almost done now. I'm not sure what this one is. If I took a better look at it. I'm not sure. I don't know what this page is for, but whatever. Nice, we get a nice pink page here with voice actress interviews. So we'll just flip through this part though. Get some nice photos of your favorite voice actresses in there too. Yes. Alright, back to art. I think this is all the magazine art up to this point. So we get the Matsukaze magazine art, Yamato magazine art. Again, I'm pretty sure this is... Yeah, because this one was definitely on a magazine. Magazine art. So, like, the one where it's like, oh, this is how big Nagato would be compared to Shimakaze. Pretty ridiculous. But, here it is. So, Yamato again. More Yamato. So much Yamato. Japanese, they love Yamato, don't they? Kaga, Kongo. Again, magazine art, I'm pretty sure. This one's really nice. The Atago and Takao one. Like, this one is so nice. It's gotta be the same artist, too. Like, really? Like, it has to be. They improved even more than they already were already good. They were already good, but they improved even more. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh my god. And then Chitose and Chiyoda together. It's so cute. So. But yeah, oh my god. Oh, did you the adorable Jinsu art and adorable Sendai art? And, oh my gosh, it's so adorable. Oh my god, I wish it takes up the entire page, so I can only show you like this, pretty much. But it's adorable. If you can see it, it's adorable. Adorable. Jinsu's adorable. So is Sendai. Adorable. Also, Naka reading with glasses. That has gotta be just a pose, because, like Yudachi, I've said this before, I don't think in a video, but I refuse to believe that, like Yudachi, Naka can read. Like, no, this is fake. This is so fake. Like, not the picture, I mean, like, her reading. That is so fake. She cannot read, and if she could, she wouldn't be reading. She'd be using it for, like, lyrics for her next Idol song or something. I don't know. That's the extent of her reading. Oh, and we get some Yubari parts here, because Yubari's always talking about how she's so experimental and special and whatever else, so it's fitting that we get some Yubari parts here. Get to highlight some of that. That's cool. Cool beans. This book is so thick. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we get some more... We get some Shiratsuyu art, I think also was on magazines or something like that. If not... Although, then again, I know this artist and like in how they seem to be. This particular artist, as awesome as they are, they really like to draw these characters. I can't blame him. But yeah, it's just like... Or her. I don't know if it's a dude or a chick, but either way, they really like to draw these characters, because I'm always seeing them, like... There's like, they draw lots of their characters a lot, so... I forget what the artist's name is. But, they really like their characters, because they draw them a lot. We get like a full 2-page spread of the Akatskis. It's very cute. Uzuki with a cute carrot plushie. Plushie? Did I say plushie? I think it's... Yeah, it's plushie. Sorry, I said plushie. Again, I know this was also on a magazine. So. Pretty much all magazine art, which is nice that they included that. Very nice of them to include the magazine art. The subs, Iwaya and Goya. Mamiya. Serving me some delicious treats. Yes. Ooh, some very nice Woe art. I really like this art of Woe. It's very hard to show because it takes up the entire page, but it's just very nice. Very, very classy Woe art. So. And then we also get this magazine of a magazine picture of Anchorage Princess. This one doesn't take up the entire page, so it's easy to show. And then there's one more, and that's... Or actually, no, there's a couple more. This is one epic 2-page spread of Rue. Really hard to show, but this is the best I can do. It's really cool. Epic 2-page spread of Rue class. And then the last one is a nice picture of Battleship Princess. Much easier to show. Anyway. So, I don't know what this says. I think it's just showing off what's on the last few pages. Looks like kind of like a glossary of some kind. It's a lot of text. It's like a big list of some kind. Not entirely sure what it's for. But it's nice, whatever it is. If I knew Japanese, I'm sure I would think it was nice, just like the rest of this book. This book is very nice. Did I emphasize that enough? Oh, this looks like... It looks like it's outlining every single battle in the game up to this point. Like every single node. Or at least every single battle that was fought. This is kind of cool. I like this. This is a nice addition. In the Pacific Theater. And here's some presumably Q&A stuff. That's what it looks like. Just flip through that. And then just some... Oh, are these hourlies? Oh, they even have hourlies in here, I think. That's what they look like because of the hours, obviously. They show off hourlies, which, again, you can just look up online. But that's cool. They show off some of the characters' hourlies. I think that's it. Is that it? Is that it? Is that all of it? Yeah, that's pretty much everything. Just some more hourlies, I think, and then just some more glossary stuff, and we're done. Just gotta get this. Excuse me for a second. There we go. Okay. So yeah. This book right here, this book is fantastic. I love it. Although, again, there's not much you can do about it being 100% accurate in terms of what is currently up to date, because this was released back in June of 2014. there's only so much you can do, because the developers are always updating the game with new characters or kainis or whatever. So there's really only so much they can do. That's why they make these in the first place. That's why they updated this in the first place. So compare and contrast. I've already said this is fantastic, but basically, although there are some aesthetic things that I like in this book that are pleasing, and of course you can't help it but being by far no longer accurate to what is actually in the game, just because it's much older. Still, this is a nice book, but it's not as nice as this one. This one, it feels more complete. It feels like it gives me more of what I want in the first place. And just this one, it's good if you want to be more of like a historian type and you want to catalog the changes over time, like I'm interested in, to the game. But if you just want the most up-to-date version thus far of the entire catalog in book form, I'd say get this. Because there really isn't much to this. This one in particular, it's basically the same thing, but not as nice looking. Like I said, there's some cool things like showing off the photos of the real-life ship they're based off of. That's really cool. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't bring that back. I would have liked to see that again, but it's no big deal. It's just something that sets this one apart from the new one that I'm showing you guys. Hey, they even showed off Yubari here! Hold on. Yeah, they showed off Yubari in this one! Look at that! The same way that this one did, so... I guess they really like Yubari. They really like the idea of her being an experimental ship. This one also, if you want your enemy fix in book form, this is not the one for you. Like, this not only doesn't have many of the enemies that are now in-game, that we all know and love, but it also shows them really tiny. Like, as if they're not even meant to exist. Which I guess is fitting. Here, let me... hold on. Book's not cooperating. Yeah. Show it again. Look how... this is all they get. This is all the enemies get in the entire book. In this entire first book. Kind of sad. But at the same time, this was released back in, like, November, December? It couldn't have been January, because there's just not a lot in this. Compared to this one. So I would definitely recommend this one over this one. But if you want to be a more historian, like, and collect the books that show the updates over time, in cool, colorful ways, then I would suggest getting this as well. You can still find this. This is actually still readily available, even despite this existing, which is interesting. So, so yeah, if you want both are definitely readily available. You can just go to a Japanese bookstore online, or even go to eBay if you want, or go to CD Japan, which is where I bought this, and boom. I got this one at Kinokuniya, but this one I got at CD Japan, which is where I now get pretty much all my books for KanColle. But yeah, so I would definitely overall recommend this one far more. It's got just more pleasing stuff. It's just so aesthetically pleasing to look at. It's got more of what I think fans want in it, including magazine art and such like that. It's just so really, really cool. Again, it's all Japanese, so the text portions aren't really going to help you much, unless you know Japanese, but like everything else, though, very nice. So, yeah, thank you guys very much for watching this video. And there's no poster to show this time, so that's going to be it. So, thank you guys for watching. So, I'm very excited about having this book. Thank you, Kadokawa, for releasing this book. So, and this one too. I also highly appreciate this one, because I've had it for a long time now. So, I appreciate both books. Even if one is superior at this point, I appreciate both books. So, thank you, Kadokawa. Thank you very much. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.